This is the story of Walter Nebuchadnezzar. Doing what he likes best, fighting crime in the streets. You see, Walter's a policeman. Unfortunately, the chief doesn't want Walter on the streets.
Captain, get back to your cage, boy. Now!
So Walter must fight crime in his own way, in the computer room. That's where he's an expert. Fortunately for me, Walter's advanced knowledge of electronics led him to experiment with what is called a hologram. That's a very fancy word for a three-dimensional picture that, when perfected, can be made to look real, sound real. As a matter of fact, given enough power, it can even be made to feel real. That's kind of what got me into this world. My name is Automan. You must be Walter Nebuchadnezzar.
How did you know that?
It's on the programming you fed into my system. I must say, Walter, you're very good. Very good indeed. I look wonderful.
If you do say so yourself.
Well, you programmed me to be honest. But tell me, why did you call me Automan?
It means that you're the world's first truly automatic man. You can do anything because you're not real.
Oh, but I am. I'm as real as you are, just different. And thanks to you, perfect.
Nobody's perfect, Automan.
Well, that's not true, Walter. You've programmed me to observe other people and do whatever they can do as well as they can do it. Jimmy Connor's playing tennis, John Travolta dancing. In fact, on a scale of 1 to 10, think of me as an 11.
I've created a monster.
No, what Walter really created was a wonderful force for good. Automan. That's me.
That's the last of the automatic rifles.
Ammo.
Plastique's all wired.
Good.
Come on, give us a hand.
Hold it, Lyman. Freeze, Co. I hope you two brother officers can explain why you're loading police weapons into that truck.
Cooney, wait. I can explain.
Come on, Lyman, out of the truck. Hands out in front, nice and slow.
The guy's dead. What are we gonna do now? We're gonna cover our tracks.
Okay, now let me see if I got this straight. There were 3 guys, but you only saw the face on one, and that was Frank Cooney, is that right?
It's like I told you, Lieutenant. Me and Co went over to question Cooney. 2 guys came up from behind us and hit us with chloroform.
And there you were, you were unconscious the rest of the time.
Yes, sir.
Captain wants to see you.
Okay, guys, that'll be all. If we need anything else, we'll get in touch with you.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Can we talk?
Not now, Walter.
I think you know Lieutenant Whitaker of Internal Affairs.
Yes, sir, we've had the pleasure.
I'll get right to the point. I'm taking you off the Cooney investigation.
So right at this time, I think it would be a mistake.
I'm sure we're all
change
very
the
interested in what you think, Lieutenant, but the fact is it's an internal affairs matter.
Well, that remains to be established, doesn't it?
What are we going to establish it with? The testimony of those two officers, Lyman and Coe? That's all we've got, Jack.
All right, now look, just for the sake of argument, suppose those two men are lying.
All the more reason to handle it through IAD.
You want it, you got it.
Is he always so pleasant?
Can we talk now?
What's on your mind?
It's about Frank Cooney.
Well, tell Lieutenant what's his name. Boyd just took me off the case.
He can't do that.
So he did.
Lieutenant, Frank Cooney and I were classmates at the police academy. He was a good buddy of mine. We wound up in different units, so we haven't seen each other for a while. But he was a good cop. I can't believe that he'd be involved in that heist.
A little late for a character witness.
But that's not all. A couple of weeks ago, Cooney came by the computer room and asked me for some help.
Yeah, what kind of help?
And at first, he asked me to run up some data for him, off the record. It all seemed like pretty routine stuff. Inventories, duty rosters, things like that.
So what's the problem?
The other day, he came by and asked for the stock inventory and duty roster for the armory.
That's a problem. Well, you better tell Whitaker immediately. That's a guy you don't want to cross. He's liable to be our next DA.
I just know Frank Cooney was no crook. His family loses everything if he gets pinned for this thing. What would you do if you were me? Would you sell out your buddy?
Wally, I can't tell you what to do. I know I'd be very careful about going by the book. If you don't tell Whitaker, he can nail you for withholding evidence, and he'd do it, too. To answer your question, no. No. I'd never run out on a friend.
Thanks.
Wally. Don't forget, you're my friend.
Greetings, Walter.
Hi, Otto. Have you had a chance to go through that data that I fed you?
Yes, and I've also been monitoring police transmissions. Frank Cooney was a friend of yours, wasn't he?
We went through the academy together.
And now you believe your friend is innocent of the allegations against him, even though the evidence points to the contrary.
Exactly.
Then what was he doing at the armory last night?
Following up on a personal investigation of some kind. Only problem is, Captain Boyd's handed the whole case over to internal affairs. Getting in the way of IAD is like laying down in front of a steamroller.
Walter, in a case such as this where the investigators are investigated, who investigates the investigators?
What does that mean?
Well, I'm not sure, but it's rather poetic, don't you think? Walter, did you realize that statistically the silver Corvette is second only to the black Porsche in terms of owners with macho hang-ups?
They have a statistic on that?
They do now.
Lyman's getting out of the car. And there's Coe.
Well, what say? Shall we join them?
Capital idea, Watson.
I thought you were Watson.
like that?
Afraid I won't be going anywhere if we don't locate a power source soon.
You're right. You do look a little fuzzy around the edges.
Well, I think I can manage a costume change. How about a nice tuxedo and white gloves?
No. This is L.A. Keep it simple.
Tisha, look. Oh, yeah. Ooh, what a hunk. Wow.
Otto.
You must be one of the magicians in the show here. We heard they had great magic here, but wow!
Perfect.
Not quite.
You are a magician. I can't wait to see the whole show. Hey, Magic Man, can you turn me into a bunny? Hope to see more of you inside.
Otto, you're too much.
For what?
Oh, never mind. Cops are going into the back, Otto.
Good. I hope I can find some kind of power source back there. I'm very weak. Ah, just what the doctor ordered.
Try not to draw attention to yourself. This is not drawing attention to yourself?
No, just current. What a rush.
What did you do to my generator? She's broke. What am I gonna do? I got a seance in 5 minutes. I got no special effects.
What's a seance, Walter? I have nothing on my program on it.
Oh, well, it's kind of hard to explain. It's where people get together and try to contact, disembodied spirits.
Why do you need a special effects machine?
Everybody wants visuals. Too much for a medium working alone.
All these people get together for the sole purpose of scaring themselves to death?
Oh, this kind of stuff is real popular these days. Psychics, fortune tellers, mediums. You know, they're even using psychic detectives in police work.
Really? Do they use special effects machines too, Walter?
Well, here goes a big flopola.
You stay here and keep an eye out for the others. I'm gonna check on that one.
This is very dangerous. Why are you here?
We want our money, Dumont.
You get your money after we turn the arms over to our buyer.
That wasn't our deal.
Nor was killing a police officer.
Look, I am not here to play games. Our deal was to let you get the guns out of the armory. Now, we did that. You owe us 50 grand apiece. And if we don't start seeing it soon, you're gonna have to start sleeping with your eyes open.
Now, you are obviously very confused. See, there's no evidence connecting me with any of your action. And as of the moment that officer died, you ceased to be in my employ. Now I own you. So, you will do exactly as you are told, and never again will you threaten me. Now, we make delivery in 3 days. Don't come back till then.
Lose something? Look what the cat drug in. I caught this guy sneaking around outside the door.
Nice office.
I want to know just what you...
There you are. Come on, the seance is about to begin.
And just who are you?
Why? We're with Madame Russo, of course. I'm in charge of special effects.
She has a special effects machine.
Oh, not anymore. We're breaking in a new concept. Much more visual. Come on, Walter. It's time for work.
Mister.
Hold him while I check his story.
But he needs me to
Don't
work...
worry, Walter. I think I can handle this one solo.
Well, I sure hope so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the High Spirits Club is proud to present
Madame Russo!
Please, join hands at your tables. Howling wind and midnight dew, spirits old and spirits new, open up thy earthly tomb. Souls in limbo, walking dead, rise up from thy tortured bed.
So, what about the special effects?
Cursor?
Shed the molded flesh and bone, raise the dust and break the stones. Is there a presence in the room?
Hey, how did you... Fantastic. Boy, I'll have to try to book this guy. Let him go. Their story really checks out.
All right, we're leaving.
Don't forget what I said.
Likewise.
Well, nice meeting you all.
Otto! What are you doing?
Good night, Madame Rousseau.
Come on! Those guys are leaving! Come on!
That was incredible. You're amazing. Can I have your autograph?
My autograph? Certainly.
There they go!
Excuse us, ladies.
Thank you.
Cursor?
Otto, it's Lieutenant Whitaker.
Get in.
It's too late, he's seen me. Hit it!
Never, sir. Do you mind telling me exactly what you're doing here?
Seeing the show. What about you? What brings you out club hopping? Shouldn't you be drumming up votes?
I think where I go is pretty much my own business. Don't you? There's this computer guy from headquarters, Nebeker. I just ran into him outside. That's not a good sign, Raleigh.
No, it isn't. Especially since those two trigger-happy cops you set up for me just showed up here complaining.
And that's it. Nebeker must have tailed them here. And that means he's put you guys together.
I assume you can handle that?
Wally, I think you may be in trouble.
What for?
I don't know, but...
About time, never see you in here on the double.
All right. Understand me? Now, come on. Answer.
I'm telling you, right, it doesn't make any sense.
These were recovered from Frank Cooney's personal effects. Among them is a stock report from the police armory. Do you recognize them?
Yes, sir.
Did you or did you not provide Officer Cooney with this information?
I did, sir,
You
but...
mean you ran classified police material without a proper clearance?
Sir, usually the guys need their information in a hurry. Sometimes it takes so long to get clearance.
Except in this case, the material you ran was directly related to this investigation. And Frank Cooney is a prime suspect.
Frank Cooney was an honest cop.
Suppose you tell us just exactly what you were doing at that club last night.
I followed Lyman and Co. there. I was doing a little snooping on my own.
You were what? I mean, were you aware that this case has been turned over to Internal Affairs?
Yes, sir, but I thought...
Officer Nevershire. As of now, you are officially a suspect in this investigation. Under the circumstances, I'm going to have to ask for an indefinite suspension.
I'm sorry, kid.
Phone records, interviews, bookings. There's got to be something. Not now, Cursor. I'm right in the middle of some important data.
Hello, Walter. I thought you might be interested. I've been doing some research in the use of psychic detectives in police work.
Otto, I'm kind of busy, and
It's a fascinating field. Mind reading, telepathy, psychokinesis. All child's play, really. Watch this. Cursor?
That's very nice, Otto. But I really don't have time for party games. I found what I've been looking for.
Oh, yes. I dug that up through a friendly little word processor I know over on Lieutenant Whitaker's personal staff. You think it's significant?
Significant? It tells me exactly what my friend Frank Cooney was investigating. Look at this. Coe and Lyman were under investigation by Whitaker prior to the armory robbery.
Yes, but according to that, the case was closed.
But it doesn't say why. It could have been for insufficient evidence. But the important thing is that those cops had already been in trouble before. And for some reason, Whitaker didn't mention it.
Odd, since it certainly does reflect on their testimony.
Jack and the captain have got to listen to me now. See you later, Otto. Oh, and thank that little word processor for me. And do me a favor. Stay out of trouble, will you?
I agree. He's going into battle with about as much chance as General Custer. Now, the important thing is Walter needs my help. I can't let him face those people alone. In fact, why not give him some federal help? A special new branch that deals with precisely what we came here to talk to him about, Cursor. Psychic investigations. Of course he won't like it. He never likes it when I go off by myself. But it always works out, doesn't it? That's your opinion. Get over here. I need something to wear that says Washington.
A Fed psychic. That's all we need around here.
The term is psychic investigator.
Somehow I don't connect you with this kind of work. Weren't you in computers or something?
That was before I was reassigned to this new detail. It's quite the rage in Washington.
Sounds like hogwash to me.
Wally!
I've got some information on Lieutenant Whitaker. I need to see the captain or Jack right away.
Wally, would you give it up? You're making a fool of yourself.
Besides, no one can see you right now. They're all in the captain's office with some guy from Washington who's going to help solve the armory case.
What guy from Washington?
I don't know. I was away from my desk. He didn't even have an appointment. But he must be a big shot. They rushed him right in. This is his card.
Agent Mann, Justice Department, Office of Special Psychic Investigation, Washington, D.C. Oh, my God.
Those guns could be anywhere in the world by now.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You know, we've heard a lot about you back in D.C. We're keeping an eye on you. A very close eye.
Oh. I'm afraid that my commitments are right here for the time being. I'm making a stab at DA. As a matter of fact, we're kicking off the campaign this afternoon with a tennis tournament at the country club.
Look, this has gone far enough. I'm going in there right now.
I'm not. For your own good, I am not letting you near there.
Yes, sir.
We're on our way to the party, Roxanne.
Yes, sir.
And you are going to stay here until they're gone, and then you won't get into any more trouble than you're already in.
I'll admit, when they first asked me to enter this new field, I was skeptical, like you, Captain.
What changed your mind?
Some of our early experiments. In fact, I'll demonstrate a few of our techniques at the party.
This I gotta see.
Yeah, well, I'll miss that action if you don't mind. I'll see you later, all right?
Coming, Roxanne?
Well, I was just organizing your speech, and I have to lock up a few things. I'll be along right away, Malcolm.
Not a girl. Won't be a party without you.
You? Even you're going to the party? And you're calling him Malcolm? The guy that's trying to bury me.
Wally, I'm sorry the two of you don't get along over this one case. But Malcolm's a nice guy. I mean, even the captain says he'll make a great DA.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. He'll get his man every time. Guilty or not.
I have to go, Wally. I'm sorry. Look, try to pull yourself together. Things have got to get better.
Have a good time, but to elect the next and greatest district attorney in the history of Los Angeles. Be generous in your contribution.
You can drop $1,000 in the kitty on the way down to the showers.
She said, boy, you keep this up, you're gonna be 100% by nightfall.
That is the plan.
Your game's looking pretty sharp, old stick.
I got a lot of practice when I was a kid.
I can take you.
That sounds pretty heavy. Do I sense a chance here to help the old campaign coffers?
Now, to tell you the truth, if we play, I'm afraid we'll only be helping my campaign coffers. I'm thinking of running myself.
Not for DA.
No, for president. It's Dad's dream. But that's years down the line. Still, you can't get started raising money too soon. What should we make it?
I've been playing for $1,000 a game, but I warn you, I'm up 25.
What say we play for the chest?
One set?
One game. After all, you have other guests who are anxious to get a shot at you.
One game for $25,000. You're on.
You're great.
Get out of your warm-ups. We'll volley till you're ready.
I'm always ready.
One game, $25,000, and you're not going to warm up?
It's as warm as I get.
Look, either you're here to line my pockets or you know something I don't know. Who do you think you are, John McEnroe?
I could play like McEnroe, although with the mixed company, I'm afraid the language might get abusive.
Man, you serve.
Thank you, I will. Oh, by the way, I've been watching your game, Malcolm. Good serve, good volley. But, your service return could use a little polish.
I was second in the state in college. You don't get there with a weak return.
all stop dead. How'd you do that? Backspin. Move in a few steps. I'll take a little off. I wouldn't get cocky after one lucky serve. Right you are. Just like an investigation. Just because you get lucky one day doesn't mean you'll be just as lucky the next. For example, discovering that Coe and Lyman were already under investigation by your department before the armory robbery was a shot in the dark. What did you say? 30 love. Just what are you up to, man? What's going on here, huh? Is this tennis or chicanery? Well, I can only speak for my half of the game. It's tennis. 40 love to be exact. As for chicanery, someone in your department seems to have erased any trace of your earlier investigation into those two officers. And how could you know about it? Well, computers are fallible, just like people. That's why they always have backup memories. Backup memory? In case of accidental erasure, whoever wiped out that file on Coe and Lyman didn't know enough about how computers function. Now, you ready to play this match serve? It's worth $25,000. I have nothing to hide, man. If you did see a file, which I will admit did exist at one time, then you also know it was marked closed for a very good reason. Such as? They'd been set up, probably by Frank Cooney, who got himself killed by mixing with slime. I didn't bring up a false accusation because I didn't want to see two innocent men framed by one crooked cop. Now go ahead and serve.
I don't think I'd go so far as to swear to their innocence, Whitaker. Coe and Lyman just tried to build me a new face.
That's game, Lieutenant. But you keep your money. You'll be needing it. All I want is a couple of answers.
I want the racket. What kind of racket is that?
Why, it's a regulation auto racket. Of course. Thanks, sir. It's true. I did have those two men under investigation, and I did give the appearance of closing the matter, but it was only to get their guard down.
What about Raleigh Dumont? He's got priors on this kind of thing.
He happens to have been cooperating with my department by pretending to be a buyer. With his background, I thought we could pull it off. Till you interfered, Nebisher, and scared them all off. You see, Nebish, I told you there was an explanation. You have interfered with my investigation for the last time. Captain, I intend to file formal criminal charges against this man. Excuse me.
I suppose you think I beat myself up.
No, Wally. I'm sure some of Coe and Lyman's friends in the department did exactly what you said. They tried to avenge fellow officers you were accusing of crime. Maybe even murder.
So, unless I can tie them directly to the armory robbery, it's never going to be anything more than my word against theirs.
And you can't do that on a suspension, son. And what Whitaker has lined up for you is going to be like a slap on the wrist compared to what I'm going to have to do to you.
Thanks for all your support.
If there's nothing else, I'll run along too.
Agent Man, you seem to have Wally's ears. Why don't you pound some sense into his head?
I'll do the best I can. I thought that went pretty well.
You thought that went pretty well? I'm forever banned from setting foot in the department. Tomorrow I'm to be indicted on criminal charges and marked for extinction by some elite police hit squad. And you have the nerve to say you think things went pretty well?
We're upset. We'll talk about it on the way home.
It's all over, Otto. I've lost my job, my girl, my reputation. What else is there to lose?
You still have me.
Yeah. But even you can't save this one. I've been trying to figure the connection between Whitaker and Dumont. You don't suppose Whitaker's a gambler, do you?
No, I know he is. This afternoon, he didn't hesitate to accept a wager for $25,000.
2 or 3 bad bets like that could put you in a lot of trouble. How can we make him blow his cover?
When attempting to break a chain, Walter, one must hammer at the weakest link. Do you have any pictures of Frank Cooney? Something we might build a hologram from?
No, Wait a minute. Back at the academy, we had this course in surveillance techniques and equipment. You know, how to use a camera, how to use a bug. On our final, Cooney actually went on a drug stakeout. He set up the deal and I shot it. The sound is even pretty good.
How you doing, man?
You talking to me?
See anybody else standing here?
What do you need, junkie?
Unfortunately, we couldn't get the guy to show his face. Well, we got to see anyway.
Let's see, man. Come on. I ain't got all night.
That's enough. I've got it programmed.
Programmed? What do you have in mind?
An illusion.
Well, hi, fellas. How's the old fist feeling? Pretty sore, huh?
Shove off, Nebbish, before I bust you for trespassing.
I just came down to warn you guys.
About what?
Nothing much. Just that Whitaker plans to pin the whole thing on you. That is, after he has you conveniently deep sixed.
You must really be desperate, kid.
Oh, no. See, I have nothing to lose. I'd just rather put you in jail than fish your corpses out of the channel. You know, of course, that he's reopened the investigation into those burglaries you guys were involved in. Before the armory robbery.
Hey, man, we were cleared.
Only because it suited the lieutenant's purposes. Just like nailing you to the wall suits them now. You don't believe me? Ask him yourself.
Showtime.
Lieutenant, they just drove up. How are you set for backups?
I got a couple of units standing by. I hope you know what you're doing. Pull another fiasco like the other day at the country club, you're going to be making little ones out of big ones.
Okay, this is it.
Yeah, that'll be just fine. Yeah. All right. Buyers are ready to take delivery tonight.
What about Lyman and Co.?
Once at sea, they'll be disposed of. See, their disappearance will be seen as an admission of guilt. It's the only way, Malcolm.
Lyman and Co. just came in.
You know what to do, Malcolm.
Keep an eye on those two, Walter.
another thing.
Listen, I'm sorry I didn't contact you guys sooner, but there were some things
What's
that
this
came
I
up.
hear about you reopening the investigation into those burglaries?
Well, where'd you get a silly idea like that from, huh?
The computer cop.
And you believed it?
Yeah.
You guys are bigger suckers than I thought you were.
This whole thing has gone crazy. Now, you can keep my part of the money. I'm out of this.
Don't be stupid. I'll get you guys covered. Look, we make delivery tonight, we all get paid off, and it is over.
Good evening, Malcolm. Out for a little entertainment, I see.
Agent Man, won't you join us?
No, thank you. I already have a table. Enjoy the show, boys.
Well?
It's all set up. Relax. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, the High Spirits Club is proud to present Madame Russo.
Please, join hands at your tables and focus your attention on this candle. Prisoner of lasting night, spirit of the unrevenged, reveal your torment to our sight. Come and taste of your revenge.
I wrote that myself.
Not bad.
Cursor, you're on. It's that psychic, okay? It's the same thing it did the other night.
But how?
Well, I don't know. It's some kind of trick, you know, mirrors or something.
You see any mirrors?
Who has called me here?
Who are you?
I am Frank Matthew Cooney.
Listen to me. It's a trick. Don't buy into it.
Excellent. Phase 2, the actual confrontation.
Why are you unable to sleep?
I was murdered. Murderers! Murderers!
It was Whitaker's idea! Oh, my God.
You can't kill me, Sam. You already did.
Yes, Cursor, you were brilliant.
Come on, let's go.
Move, now!
Going somewhere?
It's over, Lieutenant.
You don't understand. Oh, I understand perfectly. You had to make good on some gambling debts, which also explains that little fundraising scam at the tennis courts.
That was for my campaign fund. I'd say the bandwagon just broke down.
You fixed the burglary investigation to get Lyman and Co. to pull the armory job. Only problem is, Cooney got in the way. Now, I don't think you meant that to happen. So I'll give you a choice. You either turn state's evidence, or take your chances that your buddies will protect you.
Walter, Lyman is getting away. Cursor?
I'm with you guys.
Then get in.
Well, Walter, we've done it again.
I can take it from here, Otto.
Step out of the car. Okay, hands on the roof.
Goodbye, Malcolm. Perhaps they'll have a tennis team in prison. You could use the practice.
Thanks, Otto.
Two-fingered lineman for Frank Cooney's murder. Lyman turned right around and nailed Whitaker. We took Dumont down with him, and we recovered all the guns.
So much for honor among thieves.
You know, Wally, I'm so sorry I ever doubted you.
Well, I can't blame you. I doubted myself for a while. But I just knew Frank Cooney couldn't have been in on it. At least now his family will be taken care of.
Wally, congratulations. I gotta hand it to you.
Well, I did have a little help.
Welcome back, Officer Nebiger.
I like that sound, sir.
Young man, I want to apologize to you for the ordeal you have suffered at the hands of this department. And I hereby reinstate you with a full exoneration, along with an official commendation for distinguished service. And my thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's it. What are you waiting for? Get back to work.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Wait a minute. The psychic from Washington, where did he go?
Oh, sir, you know how those guys operate. If he wanted us to know, he would have said something.